Revenge films.
My family consists of me, my husband, and our child. The three of us. Until I gave birth, I was also working. But since I had our child, I've been on leave. And so my husband said,
"If you stop working, there'll be less income for the family. I'll take care of the family budget for you."
I thought that was nice of him, to be honest. But ultimately, this led him to say something unbelievable.
"Do you must with this for food?"
The food bill? This is only $50. By the month, no less, and not by the week? That's not possible.
It's not impossible. When I was still single, even with $30 a month, I got through the month very easily. To say it can't be done shows your lack of strength. You're a housewife now, so manage it, or else.
But how? $50 per month would make it impossible for me to use more than $10 per week. I tried to persuade him that I couldn't do that after, but in the end, he never even gave me an extra penny. Plus, he took charge of my bank book and made measures so that I really couldn't spend any more than $50 a month. Furthermore, even though he only gave me $50, he would say,
"The hell? That's it? So you can only serve us this garbage, huh?"
"Don't blame me! You're the one who gave me just the $50 for food! We've only got $10 for the weekly budget!"
No excuses! That's only because your creativity rivals that of a shrimp! Someone skilled at cutting costs can manage fine with this money! Ridiculous! The fact that you can't do better than me, you're not a housewife!
With all his stubbornness, he still continuously complained to me thereafter. Sometimes he would even say,
"I'd like some steak today!"
"I can't! Do you know any idea how much that would cost?"
"You're not managing anything properly! That's why!"
I was getting more stressed by the day with this problem. Listen, isn't the fact that you could survive with just $30 a month because you kept on eating fast food? Plus, you were living alone. So easy as pie, huh?
Nope! I was eating different things every day! Also, whether it was one person or two, it doesn't matter! I'd make do either way! You're just coming up with excuses because you don't want to admit you can't do this!
His words eventually took a toll, and I started to wonder if I actually was the one to blame. He could do it, but I can't. And I'm ashamed of that. So I did my best to manage the money. But even though I could make them what they wanted, there still wasn't enough for me. As a result, I naturally became thinner. I wasn't getting enough to eat, and less nutrition led me to become more tired frequently. But he's not helping me at all with raising our child. Even so...
God damn it! You're the housewife! It's obvious that rooms around the house should always be spotless, huh? Don't put the kids' toys away in the living room! Ha! You really can't do anything right, can you?
That wasn't all.
Your cooking these days is really bland and tasteless, so I'm eating out.
He said the stress of him not eating proper good food caused him to smoke more cigarettes a day. In short, my husband gave me a budget way too small for food, thinking I could manage. I showed him the receipts. I showed him the remaining budget. No matter how hard I tried to cut costs, he'd boast that it could be done. Our child was still young, but I could sense the amount of the nutrition would be going downhill soon. My mental state couldn't handle it any further, and I just broke down in front of my child. In that moment, by coincidence, my mother-in-law called. My child answered it without my permission and said,
"Hello? Granny?"
As they talked, it eventually came to,
"Mom is crying. There's no food, and she's crying."
My surprised mother-in-law told her to put me on. I tried my darndest to dry my tears before I spoke. "What do you mean you have no food? Are you broke?" That moment was the last straw, and I just let all of my bottled up feelings spill all over her. Bless the poor soul. "What in the world?" "Hang tight, I'm on my way." She hung up with that. It takes 2 hours by train to get to my in-laws' home, so it's not a distance we can cover very frequently. But she always stopped by during Thanksgiving or the New Year, and she was a wonderful mother-in-law to me. After I felt relieved with all of the crying, and then I firmly realized that my mother-in-law was coming, in a panic, I tried calling her, but no answer. Maybe she was already on her way? Not to mention my husband was coming home soon. So I tried to think of something to make with what was in the fridge. He came home first. He barely glanced at the food I'd prepared and said,
This makes me lose my appetite. This looks terrible. Don't you think you should learn more about how to cook?
As he was saying so, she came busting in without even ringing the doorbell. What the hell did you just say?
Mom, what are you doing here?
Never mind that. My granddaughter told me. But what's all this about not having enough food? Do not tell me you're in debt, or I swear to God.
Huh? On the contrary, I'm trying to cut costs. This useless wife of mine can't even do that. Cooking mediocre meals, telling me there's too little money. She's a housewife, they say, but poor little me having to put up with her bullshit.
Cut costs? On what exactly?
On food.
Fiona, dear, are you trying to cut costs? And you said that my beautiful granddaughter's only eating bread these days? Will set the monthly food budget at $50, and my incompetence makes that way too little. $50? I hope you mean the weekly budget. You're a family of 3.
What are you saying now, Mom? I managed living off of $30 a month on food when I was living alone, you know? She's just a failure as a housewife.
Those words had barely left his mouth when my mother-in-law, trembling with fury, exploded. The hell are you saying? The reason why you could survive on $30 was because I was sending you my cooking every goddamn month! She punched him as she said so, and to my surprise, he went sprawling. For your information, my mother-in-law is a woman with experience in boxing. She may be thin, but damn, she's ripped too. My husband, who flew to the other side of the table, got up with watery eyes.
That hurt! Goddamn, Mom! What'd you do that for?
For every goddamn reason in existence! Look at Fiona, so thin and frail for crying out loud! Failure as a housewife? No, you're a failure as a husband and father! She then went on to take away his wallet and his bank book and checked them both. You said you were cutting down costs, but can you explain this? Lo and behold, in his wallet were statements of money withdrawn from consumer finance and of credit card bills for what he spent on his hobbies. This really caused my blood to boil. I don't believe you! You said all those things to me and you had the audacity to go into debt and waste money with credit?
I pay everything out of my own money, so you're in no position to say that!
Upon that statement, something inside me just snapped. I'm sorry, but I believe I can't go on living with you as a married couple. I want a divorce. I agree! Indeed, it's definitely for the best to break ties with this stupid head. I'm gonna tell his father everything once I get home.
Huh? Hang on a sec! To Dad? And you wait too, Fiona! You had to be kidding me!
Like hell I am! I'm sorry, but from now on, we're gonna communicate only through our lawyers. I'm gonna severely demand for compensation.
Just wait a sec!
I was set on a divorce, and my mother-in-law was a sweetheart to the very end. I'm so sorry for my idiot son. I'm gonna drag his sorry ass back home.
No! Please!
Too bad. We're going. My husband was taken away, crying. Oh, that's right. His father's a former professional boxer, and his family runs a gym back in their town. As that memory came back to me, I now remembered why he cried. My husband, after coming home, was beaten to the point of falling unconscious. He was forced to leave his office job, and my mother-in-law told me they were going to educate him back from square one. Until you're working and become independent again, We'll cover the rent of that apartment of yours. So rest assured, honey, I know this will never be enough, but my husband and I are truly sorry. Later, my ex's compensation came flooding in, and until I found a new job, I spent some quality time together with my daughter. As for Will himself, he's currently working at the gym to pay his debts to me. But he was always getting beat against regular trainees. Tears became common for him. Good freaking riddance, haha.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.